Good morning, Keller Williams.
Yes, from a brand new location temporarily.
We are makeshift. So we're in a studio transition right now. I'm in the process of building out a new studio so that we have proper digs for this show. And Peter was gracious enough to let us crash in his office music studio radio broadcast booth, as it were. We're finding out that we have so much more in common than we thought.
Yes, we have keyboards.
Yeah,
more microphones than Mick Jagger.
That's it. Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, maybe.
Because he's got about 200 years worth of microphones.
200. Yeah. I think it's approaching 200 years anyway.
Exactly. So, welcome to episode 14 of
MCTTs Unleashed.
Absolutely. There's no leashing us.
No, and one of us is really unleashed right now. Yeah. But
hey,
you can't.
freelancing is the 2023 way of doing things.
Absolutely, and you can't take the MCTT out of me.
Nope.
But we have a great show lined up for you today. We're talking about something that's a huge passion of mine, and that is video, specifically YouTube. And we're going to demonstrate how you can use video in YouTube in command for lead follow-up, right, Peter?
Yeah. So we're going to demonstrate how to put videos into an email in Designs and then have that email placed into a campaign. So video follow-up, it's called from Chris Orsini, because he reads books every 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So Chris Orsini talks about emotional proximity, and that means being close to your consumer as possible. And the best way of doing that is by video, because you've got audio and you've got obviously the video feed. So sending video messages to people may be a better way to engage with them and transmit your personality and what you know about real estate and create authenticity and build relationships faster. So we're going to cover that side of it after we've looked at how to get set up to do video in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing, Peter, if you check those slides, it's not at the beginning. So let's get back to the beginning on those slides. If you hover over it, it'll let you actually click back.
Okay.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, okay, we can do it that way. Okay, cool, awesome. Peter is driving for pretty much the first time, start to finish.
This is all going to go wrong.
So
Horribly,
we're going to have a lot of grace for him.
I don't
in
even
this
know what
episode.
all this is over here. There's about literally 50 buttons.
Your ADD is going nuts right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's throw the slides up, Peter.
Okay, so I'm going to click that button.
Yep.
Look
All
at
right.
that. Look at that.
You're a pro. Okay, so you can just click the right arrow to go on. So YouTube and video in command, that's what we're talking about today. And our culture moment. As always, we like to bring the KW culture to these episodes because I am full into the Keller Williams culture. It's part of what I love about Keller Williams, one of the main parts of what I love about this company. And I've been able to meet Mo about 3 times, and this was most recently at a regional awards that we had. She was there with us, and she's just a dynamic lady. So in honor of her, let's talk about one of the most important parts of our culture, and that is our beliefs. So belief system known as the Y4C2Ts. Win-win or no deal, Peter?
Integrity, do the right thing.
Customers always come first.
Commitment in all things.
Communication, seek first to understand.
Creativity, ideas before results.
Teamwork, together everyone achieves more.
Trust starts with honesty.
Equity, opportunities for all.
And success results through people.
Absolutely. So anything on there you want to talk about?
It's a bit like an AA meeting.
Yeah?
Kind of. Because I'm kind of joking and not joking.
Yeah.
It's like in the AA meetings, you have steps and you have all these different ways of getting in touch with what is a design for life, and this is a design for business.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're living your life in a compliant way that's going to best serve your business by acting in a professional manner with integrity and honesty, and having equity for others. And so Mo came up with something incredibly unique when she developed this, because it's all Mo. That's my understanding.
Yeah, yeah, my
it came-
understanding too.
Came from Mo.
Yep.
So any one of them in particular stands out. I think commitment, like we're doing with this podcast. We started this January, and we've had one or two challenges on the way, but yet we're here and we do it.
Yeah.
We make sure it happens.
Yep.
So when you commit to something, it's going all in, right, and doing that one thing without fail.
And I mean, this is fun for us, but
it's
really the main reason that we do it is because we want to bring technology to agents that are either disconnected with their office or haven't met their MCTT yet or something like that. So, I mean, really, that's the main reason that we're doing this.
I want agents to sell more houses.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Right.
It's the ones who are, getting into the business and are aiming to get that first contract and get into production. Look after them. The agents who are developing, who've got it going, got it moving, getting a few, contracts every quarter. We want to see them grow. And obviously for top performers, it's to scale. So there's something in this for everybody. There's no two ways about it. But I think my main passion is to get an agent into production.
Yeah.
From scratch.
Yep, I would agree. So you actually brought something up, and if you want to check real quick, there's a comment. But you actually brought something up. You actually said a life by design, and one of the things, it's funny how everything in Keller Williams comes together, because BOLD, which is one of our fantastic educational programs, right? That actually stands for Business Objective Life by Design.
Does it?
Yeah.
I didn't know
That's
that.
what BOLD stands for. So it's funny how, you're absorbing the culture and you don't even know it, buddy.
Yeah, there we go. So we got a comment from a Facebook user. One thing, if you're going to comment on Facebook, we really appreciate it. We like the feedback. So this says, thank you for doing this. I'm very interested in embracing video into my business. Video is number one right now.
Absolutely. And in most markets, we're probably 10 years behind the 8 ball on that. But if the best time to do it besides yesterday is today.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm glad you're excited about it. Like I said, it's a huge passion of mine. I've bought more gear and stuff than I even want to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, like your car. I saw that for the first time ever. I saw the what do you call it in America? The trunk.
Yeah.
For some reason, because they used to have trunks on the back of
Right,
cars,
right. Yeah, they used to attach to the back of the car.
Yeah, they did wooden trunks.
Yeah.
So his trunk looks like Radio Shack has just moved in. It's like unbelievable.
And for the millennials and younger generations out there, Radio Shack was this store that we used to be able to get any kind of electronic we wanted.
The millennials don't know about Radio Shack?
No, man. They went
How
out of the
awful.
mall like 20 years ago. Well, maybe
sad.
the older millennials probably do.
So it looks like an Amazon warehouse.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep, parts and everything. You could buy circuit boards to build stuff, everything.
Yeah, sounds good. Right,
Okay.
next slide.
So our objective today is to learn how to integrate YouTube and any video into Command for marketing, emails, and smart plans. And then our benefits are to save time utilizing a universal video platform, into Command for marketing and follow-up, and to save money with a low-cost, high-quality solution to upgrade the quality of your video content. And that means audio too. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I've been watching a lot of YouTube recently because I'm planning on going on a cruise. So I wanted to do my research to find out which cruise line might be the best one, what routes or routes, as we call it in our
routes.
country, which routes would be the most favorable, which ports to stop at. But anyway, there are a plethora of YouTube channels for cruises. But there are some of them that are done better than others, and it's all to do with the audio. If your audio is bad, I can't watch it.
No.
I literally just, it doesn't matter how good the content is, the graphics, what they're talking about, the fact they may have just got back off a Cunard cruise and they're, working out what the pros and cons are and the formal nights and all that stuff. I can't listen to it if it's not.
No, absolutely. And
So-
I actually have a slide on that. But so just so that everybody understands, I typically put the slideshow together. We work together on the topic, and then I put the slideshow together. So Peter normally doesn't see these until we're flying. But yeah, I have a slide on that because that's absolutely true. So we'll just talk about it right now. Audio is way more important. The quality of your audio is way more important than the quality of your video. if you have wind noise and all kinds of nonsense in your audio, I'm going to tune you out. I can't listen to it. It hurts my ears. But so like if I have like 4K video and horrible wind noise and everything in the audio, I'm tuning you out. If you have 720p video or, low quality video, but you've got high quality audio with, your windscreens on your mics and everything so that we don't hear the wind noise and it's high quality audio, I'll watch the video all the way through. I don't, and that goes for the vast majority of people.
So without causing a panic, which audio is going out now? Do we know it's definitely going out from the Rodecaster and it's definitely the right audio? Because we once had that way it didn't work.
Yeah.
So having your settings, learning your software, understanding your technology, all needs to be put in place prior to you starting creating content.
Right.
So you do have to get into geek mode a little bit with this, and it's fun. I mean, I know it's not for everybody, but it is genuinely fun
to
plug gadgets together and learn which cables work. So we're going to recommend equipment.
I love that one. Yes, I've got that for you. I have a very low cost, high quality recommendation for you to upgrade your audio and video, and we are going to get into that, I promise, and it's going to be sooner than later.
Yep, absolutely. So one thing that I was listening to was a real estate agent talking about the pros and cons of Florida. Pretty good video. He didn't have a B-roll, so it wasn't very interesting. It was just him in his room with a guitar behind and a fancy lamp in the corner, the standard.
That's the break.
Usual
Fancy lamp.
Fancy lamp. And he kept zooming in on himself and then zooming out as some kind of editing hack.
Yeah.
But every time he did it, it went ping, zoom in, and then zoomed out. Ping, zoomed in. And he had this really annoying grating sound effect. They can ruin your video. He had great audio, but I turned him off because I'm like, I can't listen to this ping every time.
Sound effects are cool, and that zooming effect in this, I know it sounds like we're going off on a tangent here, but this is actually something to keep in mind because your video editing is going to be part of this, but we're also going to recommend low cost, easy to use video editors. That zooming in and out is intentional because most of the pros will tell you that you need to change something in the visual every 7 to 10 seconds to keep the audience engaged. But the ping with it would drive me nuts.
No, there's no need for it. The zoom was great.
Sound effects need to be very strategically placed.
Yeah. Right. Next slide. Let's have a look. So, we got the 201.
Yeah. You want to pull that comment down?
Yeah, I'll just pull that comment down. The driver in the driver's seat here. Been driven by the driver. So the 201 Club, we always mention it every single time we run this podcast because it is the theme for Keller Williams for 2023. And that was the realization that if you have 201 good contacts, healthy contacts in your CRM, which we recommend should be Command, but you can use any. If you have 201 contacts and they're on smart plans, I mean, you're doing video follow-up like we're going to recommend and taking care of your database in the ways that you should, the revenue that you receive in GCI basically exponentially grows from that point. So $119,510 per year in GCI is what people are making in the ecosystem that we have at Keller Williams, where they have 201 or more contacts. It then goes up to 1,000 contacts. They're earning somewhere in the region of 150. Then from 1,000 to 2,000 contacts, they're getting up to 190. And then 2,000 to 5,000 contacts, 240,000. So the value of building your database with very, very good contacts is just number one.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that's what we're going to talk about, why video is important and why we're bringing it back to the 201 Plus Club is because most people are going to have those 201 people that they already know. How do you then expand and reach out and find new people, right? And video is a great way to do that.
Absolutely. So we have another comment, which is Cynthia Roberts. Logan, if you ever need someone to help with editing your videos and making your videos shine, I can help. That's
nice.
Good. Nice, good job.
Cynthia is from my office. She is the most lovely lady. She She's been in the business for, well, I think over 30 years at this point, and she embraces technology more than people have her age. She is a fantastic lady. I love Cynthia.
Cool. So yeah, thanks for that. I appreciate the comment. Right, moving on to our next slide. I'm using the little
Yep.
button down here. So over to Brett. Why YouTube?
Yeah. So why YouTube? We're talking about video, right? But why YouTube? And that's because it is the #2 search engine. And who's #1? Google.
Bing with
No,
ChatGPT.
not yet. Not yet. Not yet. So it's owned. YouTube is owned by Google. If you didn't know that, and Google is the #1 search engine. And I always say Google loves itself. So the more content you have on YouTube, the better Google juice you get.
Absolutely.
Right. And then a lot of it can be evergreen content. That term evergreen just means that it is always relevant. Now, if you're doing restaurant reviews and things like that, that may not be relevant because unfortunately restaurants come and go. But if you're talking about, like parks in the city or land reasons why people visit your city, things like that, that's always going to be evergreen content. And then it creates a video library, so you can always refer to that.
Yeah, a lot of people are doing the pros and cons, aren't they? So it's these. There is a trend at the moment in real estate videos, which I hope stops because it's ridiculous. There's a guy up in South Carolina, say, right?
Yep.
He's flown down to Florida, toured our hurricane damaged area, and said, "Don't move to Florida. You should move to South Carolina instead."
I saw that.
I want to punch the guy right in the face, right? He's got 200,000 views on this video, and he's making Florida look like, oh, the property taxes, and you can't get insurance. Well, that's not true. I've got insurance.
Yep.
not-
And Matt Jones from Jones Family Insurance is one of the best in the business. He's my preferred person.
Yeah.
And
So this guy was basically BSing left, right, and center. So the pros and cons videos started off with, oh, someone's willing to share the downsides, like the no-see-ums, the mosquitoes, the 200 degrees weather that we have for 3 months of the year.
Yeah.
I get that. But when you start going into being derogatory about the ability for a community to recover and taking pictures of blue tarps and saying you don't want to get involved with this, that crossed the line. And the thing is, there's no regulation on YouTube. So
No,
but
there's not.
evergreen content is the likes of the pros and cons and the trips and what have you. So keeping it positive. Keeping it
absolutely.
positive. Yeah.
We don't talk trash about states like we don't talk trash about our fellow agents, right?
Yeah.
And yet I did want to point out, I knew that I was undercutting that at the 30 years, but I wasn't sure, and I certainly didn't want to offend, although she's very proud of her time in the business. 47 years Cynthia has been in the business. That's fantastic.
That is unbelievable. Right, so owned by Google, evergreen content, monetization, and affiliate marketing for additional streams of income. So I dug in deep into one of the cruise channels. She is called Emma's Cruises, and she has been on, I think, 55 cruises, all paid for by her monetization.
That is fantastic.
She's also then getting sponsorships now to feature different cruise lines, and so this whole business of using video is multi-faceted. It's a way of getting revenue from sales of affiliate link items. So what you may do, like say we're doing a video about content creation and we recommend 10 items, those items could be links to an affiliate link on Amazon, so you get paid for selling the product. So she's doing t-shirts, merch, little travel companions, things like travel adapters, things that you need for a cruise.
Brilliant.
Her channel has had, I'm not sure if it's not 89 million views. So she's probably made $1 million out of the actual
and that's
content.
that's consistent. Like that's probably year over year she can count on that.
Well, I mean, the video, I just kind of got binge watching because I really liked her channel. I like her content, I like her style, the clarity of it, the way she's put it together was just great. But she knows what she's doing. She's a former data analyst in accounts.
Yeah.
Very logical mind. You can see she's got, so people from different backgrounds are doing this. But there are real estate agents, and one I saw yesterday, the video was 5 days old and was about the cons of living in one of the communities. I forget which
Was
one.
it the Villages?
The villages, yeah. And it was only noise and traffic. It was just minor things. It wasn't like the alligators.
It wasn't about the
Yeah.
the largest STD population.
I don't know about that. But anyway.
That's what they're known for. You didn't know that? Okay, we're not talking about that.
Right. So anyway, the video had got over 200,000 views in a short time, 3 or 4 days, 5 days. Now, monetization for about 100,000 views is about $500 to $1,000 in revenue generated, depending on the ad type and I guess the engagement with the ads. But she could have earned a couple of $1,000s from that one video.
Right.
And the video is 10 minutes long?
Yeah.
That's not bad, is it?
No, not at all. Not at all. Now, there's a lot more than 10 minutes that go into that
No,
work.
it might take
but
have taken 20 hours, but
Sure.
still, it's still a good rate.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
There's another comment that popped up.
let's have a look. I want to know more about evergreen content. Yes,
Okay.
so that's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, evergreen content is for real estate, is things like community guides, because the community is not going to change.
Right.
The areas, so it might be about, say, Port St. Lucie or Vero Beach, or the benefits of living in one particular community versus another. Because we do get a lot of, should I live in Vero or Port St. Lucie or Fort Pierce, Port St. Lucie?
Right.
So you can do the comparable destinations. Then you can go really granular, particular communities, like all the golf communities in the area, or all the ones that have fishing, or whatever it might be that fits in with that community style. Condominium living, what the downsides are, the plus sides of living in a condo. Beachfront, we've insurance and erosion. There's plenty to talk about on owning beachfront.
Yeah.
So you can talk about the positives and negatives of beachfront ownership. So basically, it's content that will not change over a year or two.
Yeah.
It's not, when they say evergreen, it's not going to last 10 years.
Some of it can,
Well,
though.
maybe, but it's going to date, isn't it?
Sure.
So,
yeah.
But
so I'm going to speak specific to this because I think that's Cynthia as well. And Peter, if you could go to the banners and just pop a banner up that shows people how, see the banners over on the right hand side.
yeah, so I'm just going to say
To
how
give
you can
permission.
do this.
Yeah, open that up. And there you go. So if you could, Cynthia, if that is you, just so that we can get your profile picture and all that, instead of seeing Facebook user, if you go to StreamYard.com/Facebook, you can grant permissions, and then we can see your lovely face and get your name up there and everything. But I believe that's Cynthia that is asking about the evergreen content. So here's something that's cool for somebody like her. She has literally lived in Southwest Florida her entire life, as I recall, her husband as well. They were married in Bonita Springs, I believe. And so she knows probably and has seen more of the history of Southwest Florida from Charlotte County to Lee and Collier than anybody else that we know in the real estate business, I would say. Historical videos that she could make.
Oh, yeah.
That's
evergreen
evergreen content.
Yeah.
And it's
So-
it provides tremendous value to your YouTube channel to show people what this community was like or tell the story. There's books out there that you can reference. You can even show those pages. You can find the digital copies and include them in your video.
Every town has an Florida
Yeah.
was one of the I forgot the word, pioneering trails.
Right.
So
Yeah.
the people who came here, you see photographs of them in the 1800s.
Yeah.
They're wearing like Chicago, New York suits.
Right.
In Florida, in the Everglades, absolutely sweating themselves to death.
Well, and the term Florida cracker actually comes, it's not a derogatory term. I don't take it the wrong way as a Florida cracker myself. It is a nickname that was given to natives of Florida, and it came from the early pioneers and the cracking of their whips as they were moving the herds of cattle.
Herds, driving
Yeah.
cattle. So then the railroad. So there was one guy in particular, and I shouldn't forget his name, but on the East Coast there's a town named
East
after
Coast
him.
is Flagler.
So yeah, Flagler.
Henry Flagler, I believe.
He put the hotels in, the
Yeah.
railroads, the stations, all
And
the
you
way
know
down
who
to
it
Miami.
you know who
Yeah.
it was on this coast?
No.
Barron Collier, which is where Collier County
Collier
comes
County,
from.
right.
So it's really an interesting story, and we're going off on a tangent, but I love this stuff. It's really an interesting story. So we have the West Coast and the East Coast, very different. East Coast was developed long before the West Coast, right? Because we're still behind over here on the West Coast. Baron Collier did for the West Coast what Flagler did for the East Coast. So the bridge in Charlotte County is the Baron Collier Bridge, and the one that goes over the harbor.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I just call it the Punta Gorda.
Yeah. But he also was the developer of the Punta Gorda Hotel, where presidents and famous people came. The one that burned down, in I forget when it was, in the 50s or something like that. It finally burned to the ground. But yeah, really interesting. So Collier did the railroad on the West Coast, and Flagler did the railroad on the East Coast.
That's right. Now, this type of content is very, very popular, and historical context about how communities grew and developed and how they've become what they are today. Understanding things it was the same developer who built Port St. Lucie and Port
That's
Charlotte.
where I was just going to go. So that's a connection for us too, right?
Yeah.
Because you represent offices on that coast in that particular town. I represent an office in this particular town. Port Charlotte, Port St. Lucie, if you draw a line across the state of Florida as the flow cries, they're pretty much straight across from each other, and they were developed by General Development Corporation.
Yeah, so Port St. Lucie, Port Charlotte, it's basically the same thing.
Yep.
Quite different in feel now, but you can see how the lots were laid out and how the roads were laid out, and then really the communications. They're just different towns, but they've got similarities without a doubt.
Yeah.
But people from out of state really love to listen to this type of content. So that would be some example of evergreen content.
Yeah, and it triggers this kind of interest, right?
Yeah.
Like I could talk about this all day, but that's not what this episode is about.
No.
So we'll move on.
Less interesting evergreen content to me would be things like FHA mortgages,
Yeah,
VA.
yeah.
So about how to finance a home. You might do one on estate planning and taxes and how to own a home, whether you're going to use a trust, an LLC for foreign investors is a common way of doing it.
FHA, any kind of mortgage content is not going to really have any kind of evergreen shelf life because of the way rates change. If you mention rates, that's not going to be evergreen.
The rates are going to kill it. But you can talk about the down payments,
the process,
and the pluses and negatives of each one, of which really there's demystifying the fake rumors around VA and around FHA.
Yep.
So that's one example. I'm just thinking other property types. If you when I came from England, I didn't really understand that most Florida homes are open plan.
Okay.
So when you go in to look at a house, you think, well, it's got no walls, right? So this is the dining room, but it's not actually a room.
No, it's a dining space within the great room, right?
Yeah, it's just a space. It's not even a room, but you're calling this a room. So it's like things like that might not seem obvious to you as an agent, but to the consumer, they're completely lost. You could do a video about the pros and cons of having a pool.
Yeah.
The saltwater systems. The fact that saltwater systems make chlorine, and it's just chlorine in your water when you're finished with the saltwater system.
Yeah.
Just a different way of putting the chlorine in. So there's loads of different things you can talk about with properties and property ownership, cost of ownership, property styles, locations, all sorts of great evergreen content.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So fantastic comment there. Appreciate that. I'm pretty sure that was Cynthia. Thank you. And then the last thing is what Peter had already mentioned, and that is that video, especially a YouTube library, creates emotional proximity and leaves a legacy of your videos.
It certainly does. Right. So next slide. Can I move from there? I've got multiple buttons that I can use for the same thing.
All right. So what do you need to get started? This is where we start talking about the gear so that we can address that comment from before. The best camera is the one that you will use, and most likely that is your phone. The video camera in today's phones are amazing, and it's really all you need, and you always have it with you. The quality of your audio is much more important than the quality of your video. That's what we talked about. So you need to make sure that you get a good microphone, and typically that's going to be wireless. I have a fantastic wireless solution that we're going to show you that actually includes two transmitter microphones, so you can have yourself mic'd up as the agent and a customer for a testimonial, or if you're a team, you can both talk, on the microphone as you move through a house, if you're showing a new listing, things like that. And that solution's only $50, so we're gonna have some great value for you. And then stabilize your video. Shaky video is horrible. Makes people literally seasick. I know people like will joke about that, but it literally will make some people sick.
It does.
Yeah.
I can't watch a wobbly video.
No.
So wobbly videos with the microphone on the phone and not on the person.
Yeah, the phone microphone is horrible.
Yeah, well, I see it every day. So people, I mean, when you, like, we created a channel the other day for a team experiment that we're running, and there was a logo that was just slightly cut.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't let it go. It's like, no, if you're going to do it right.
Do it
and
right.
It's the same with video. So there's no point in ruining your reputation online by getting the phone, sticking it in front of your face, walking around with the wind billowing through, and the whole thing wobbling all over the place. People are just going to literally go, well, you're just not a professional.
It's a cliche term, but it is very, very true and relevant that you only get one chance to make a good impression.
Yeah.
And if your first videos, that's why I'm somebody that loves to provide agents with value, high value at very low cost. And I wouldn't even say go film your windy video just to get started. Wait until you can make the investment in the microphone at least, and then go shoot your video. Because if I see one of your videos and it's horrible noise and everything, I'm probably not coming back to your channel.
No, I'm definitely not. I'm certainly not subscribing. I'm not liking the
Right.
video. So I think it's best to hold off with your videos until you've got your equipment and decided, after running some tests, what you want your video format to look like. How are you going to stabilize the camera so that we don't get that shakiness? How are you going to avoid the wind noise and have the microphone close to you so that it's picking up your voice at a good volume with clarity?
Yep.
So we'll show you the bits and bobs for that. The next part, which is I think is the hardest part of all of this.
It is.
But you don't necessarily have to edit every single video that
No.
you produce.
No.
So if you're doing like a stream of consciousness where you're talking about a subject, moving around inside a property, going through the flow of a home, it might be for an open house and you're going to show the kitchen and you're going to do a teaser about come and see the rest of the home.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need to edit that video to produce it.
No,
But-
you could just do it as a Facebook Live, YouTube Live,
Yeah.
Instagram Live Reel, whatever you want to do,
And
right?
as long as you've got the camera stabilized
Yep.
and the sound right, it's going to be good.
Yep.
So, but if you want to start making videos for content creation where you want to get engagement and generate leads, or if you're creating videos, which we're going to show you to send in the smart plans, you're going to need a video editor. Now,
Yep.
there are some very intuitive, is that the right
Intuitive.
word? Intuitive. Intuitive?
Mm-hmm.
Intuitive.
Yeah.
Intuitive products out there. I use a few different ones. I mean, like an iMovie on the iPhone is...
I highly recommend iMovie for most agents that are getting started because it's super easy to use.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing. And then if you get into something more advanced, so I'll just be perfectly honest. I used to use a program called Filmora, but I'm paying for the Adobe Creative Cloud every month and it's expensive. So I was forcing myself to use Adobe Premiere Pro because that's what all the pros use too. And I will tell you, every time I sat down to create a video, I had to go watch like an hour and a half worth of YouTube videos to figure out how to do something. I went back to Filmora because what it takes me 20 steps to do in Adobe Premiere Pro, I can do in about 2 clicks in Filmora because it automates everything.
Mm-hmm. Do we have another slide?
Yes, we do.
All right. Oh,
So
here we are.
here's some of the gear, and this is how low cost and affordable it could be. So main 2 components, that wireless mic set that you see there is $49.95 and then plus tax and shipping. You can get it on Amazon. You can actually, the link is right there to my kit.co site, and I have all these kits actually laid out for you. So it's kit.co/Realty Tech Guru, and all of these packages are laid out there for you. But that Ulanzi J12 is a fantastic mic set. It has 2 wireless transmitters, and the receiver just plugs right into the bottom of your phone. It comes in a USB-C version and a Lightning version, so it can plug in to the bottom of your phone. If you get the USB-C version, you can even use it on your laptop, your computer, whatever. You could actually use this for Zoom calls if you wanted to. So that's fantastic. And that case that it's in is a hard shell charging case, so you can actually charge them right there in that kit.
Wow, that's amazing. $50.
$50. And so Lee Romano, who is over on your side, I think he's in different offices, but he's over there, Space Coast, right? He's over in that area. He was asking for a recommendation. He bought this kit, And it was so cool. I felt honored. His first video, he actually sent to me to say thank you for the cool mic kit, and it worked
Nice.
fantastic.
Nice.
And then the next thing is what we used to know as selfie sticks, but you don't even have to get an expensive motorized gimbal that typically cost in the ballpark of $100 or more. That right there, I believe, is about $25. And it's telescopic as well, so you can get it out farther away from your body if you need to. And it also doubles as like a desktop tripod. And then there's actually what's known as cold shoe adapters that allow you to like attach the light or another microphone receiver, whatever you're doing.
Oh, right on the side of it, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then optional, and this is one of the things that Lee chose to use too, because he's making a lot of the videos himself. How do you get the shutter started when you're 10 feet away from the camera, right? That's a Bluetooth device. It's less than $7. It attaches to your phone or your iPad, whatever it is you're using. It has Bluetooth capability, and it allows you to start and stop the shutter remotely. So I typically just have that in my pocket and click it, get it rolling, and ready to go. And that's totally optional. Don't need it. It's just a convenience thing. And then the light that you see there is 25. I think it's about $20. And it is RGB, so red, green, blue, plus white, and it has all different types of colors that you might need. And what that's for is just if you're in a low light, a lot of times we're in these vacant homes and they're just so boarded. They might be boarded up even, right, with hurricane shutters and everything. Mm-hmm. You're going to need a light like that to film a video that people can watch so that you're at least lighting your face up as the subject. But all of that, everything that you see there, $99.08 plus tax and shipping, which a lot of the time on Amazon that shipping's free. But really, those first two items on the left-hand side there, the mic kit and the handled tripod, it's all you need to get started, and it's like less than $70.
Yeah, perfect. Right, so next slide. Let's see what we've got going on here. Right, time to demonstrate.
Yeah.
So we're going to just show you the section in Command where you can add video. So I don't know how to make this share now.
So if you go down to the slides, you're just going to remove that from the stream.
Okay, so we'll remove
Yeah,
that.
there we go. All right, and then
present.
Yes, sir.
Then we haven't even got a window open ready for this. Right, it's the same.
So what Peter's getting ready to demonstrate is we're going to actually get into Command. We're going to go straight to where we need to do it because we don't want to jeopardize any privacy issues on.
I've switched it off.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So we're going to jump in and show you how we can incorporate video into marketing pieces and smart plans and Command so that you can use this for lead follow-up. One of the best tools to do this with is to film an intro video of yourself for your online leads. Hey, this is Brett Bishop from the Bishop Group with Keller Williams Peace River Partners. Just wanted to let you know that there is a real agent on the other side of the ad that you clicked on Facebook, and I'm here to help you with any of your needs anytime you need me. Just wanted to make that introduction. Feel free to search around on my website, and I'm here when you need me. That's a cool touch,
Bingo.
Right?
Yeah. So video smart plans is essentially a conversation that takes place over a bunch of clips that last for maybe 10 or 15 seconds. Mm-hmm. But you're going to introduce yourself, what you have, ask what the person is looking to achieve, what's their one thing, what's their motivation behind getting in touch. So this is where you have leads generated, say with Facebook lead generation, or you might be using Google, or you may be just marketing your database, or you could be importing contacts from one of the lead sources out there. Once you've got your leads in there and you want to put them on a smart plan, you can create a video smart plan,
Right.
which will send an email that has a video embedded in it. And what I want to show you is how to actually put the video into the email. So you can see the screen at the moment. I'm in designs. If I click on the red button on the top left-hand corner with the KW logo, it moves out the the icons to show what they actually are. So if you're not familiar with these icons yet, and to be honest with you, I don't even find them intuitive sometimes. Like, I mean, I get it, opportunities, shaking hands, campaigns, broadcast, but sometimes I look and go, which one?
Well, and
So-
they did change over time too. They're a little different than they were
Yeah.
originally.
So the one that we want to go to is designs, and what we want to do first of all is click create a design. So this is to create the email that we're then going to send to the contact afterwards. So we hit create design, and you might think, oh, I've got to go to video.
Yep, but that's
Right,
not
it's
where I want
not.
to go, is it?
No, what we need to do is we're creating an email that's going to have a video in it. So, we
So
want
if I click that video, it's going to take me to the editor to make those little neighborhood videos.
yes, which are
Right.
cool.
They are cool.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
haven't done it, just to go off on a tangent, the videos section there does a market report, which then has a little bus driving, well, it's a
Yeah.
truck driving around.
It's like a cartoony sketch thing, and it tells a little story.
And-
it's really cool. I
And
like
I don't
it.
see enough agents using it.
No.
I very rarely see it online. You can download it and share it on social media, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
great way of even to send to your customers as a video
Sure.
touch. Right, but we're going to do email this time. So we're going to click email, then we click continue. Now you might think, oh, I need to find a template to do this. We don't. We're just going to start from blank. So we click the start from blank button. That's going to give us absolutely nothing. And it's probably this is where most agents will go, oh no.
It's a white canvas. What do I do? There's
What do I
nothing
do?
here.
Right, so the first thing we're going to do is give the email a name. So it could be follow-up one, right? That could be the name of your email. I can never type at a distance. There we go. Oh, disappeared on me.
That never happens.
It's the magic mouse. It's a terrible invention.
I
Absolutely terrible.
so I'm primarily a PC user, and Peter is primarily a Mac user, and I was trying to do some setup earlier, and like you can't even hold the delete key down to let it automatically backspace through letters. You have to tap it each time. How annoying is that?
Just- there's some issues, but the benefits outweigh the problems.
Okay.
Right, so when I create an email, the first thing I like to do is put the legal header in. So I'm going to grab it and drop it. And if you want to see what that looks like, there's a little eyeball here, and you can preview your email. And what that does is it puts in the Keller Williams office logo on the left-hand side. Mine's a demo account, so
Right.
it doesn't have the particular office. But your office logo would go there. Your name, email, and phone number go here, and then a team logo, if you have one, will go on the right-hand side, so you can see what your email's looking like. So the next is we're going to put a video block in, or you could put text. So you might put text to say, here is a video about. So we'll do that. We'll just put a text box in there. Then we're going to put the video box in, drag and drop, and then finally the legal footer. So this is what the
Wow. I
email
just
would
created
look
it.
like.
Right? Like a few steps. I just created it.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah.
Moving to it. We've just got to put the video link in now. So we've got our logos in, we've got our contact details. It looks great. We've got the text, which we're going to insert some text. So to edit that, we'll just click on it. And we're going to put here, watch my latest video made just for you, or something similar. Right, so I want that in bold, center it, make it a little bigger. Now, everyone thinks you've got to click save at this point and nothing happens. So, well, actually, it messes up your flow. When you've finished editing any of these widgets, you click done.
Yeah. And that's one that gets me too, even as a tech trainer. That's
Yeah.
one that I fumble with a lot.
Every time. So the video, we need to just pop over. I'm just going to use an example video from, this is a channel which we're going to talk about in a couple of minutes, about a guy who's pretty successful with his videos. So he's got a video tour here, which I'm going to click on. I'm going to stop it playing because it'll probably freak out YouTube that we're doing that. I'm then going to look for the share button. This is where you get your video link. So
Yep.
you upload your video to YouTube, which we should really show that maybe in a minute. Right?
Okay.
But I just need a link. So I've got a link. So I'm going to copy that. Then I'm going to head back to my video section and click on it. And over on the right-hand side here is the URL. And I'm going to paste that in there. That's to link the video to the email. Okay, so that's done. Now, you can't see a picture, okay? what I have to do is upload a
thumbnail.
So what I do to do that is, let's have a look.
Allows us to do is connect to our customers' Shopify.
Has it got an ad running on it?
Just skip ads.
Where's this?
Over to the right.
Okay, skip ad.
And you're not sharing this tab, so you just have to go.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'll just quickly share it to show what I'm doing. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so what I'm doing, I've gone into the video and I'm going to create a thumbnail for it, which might be one that looks just like this. So I'm then going to screenshot the page, which with a Mac is Command Shift and F4, and that'll allow me to select which area of this video that I want to use as a thumbnail. Just like so.
And if you're a Windows user, there's an awesome tool built into Windows called Snip and Sketch, or the snipping tool. Snipping tool is the older version of it.
Yeah, they changed it, right?
Yep.
I'm going to put it into my photos folder. I think that will be sufficient. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to share this tab instead.
Very good. Look at you.
Oh, yes. And then I'm going to replace that. Now I'm going to add an image. I don't know if it's going to let me do it from my photos. Let me just see.
Yep, there it is.
Okay, so I'm going to select the picture of my dog on the bed.
Aww.
Just in case you wondered.
Is that the one that doesn't like me?
Yeah. So you have to then click the image and then click replace, and that's going to put the thumbnail in, and then click done, and now you can see.
Look at that.
With a little play button over the top of it, because we had that there before.
So I'm glad we're showing this, because I think that just the thought of doing this in Command has been daunting to a lot of agents. And I think as you're seeing it, it is really quite simple.
It is. I mean, I don't know whether I'm making it look simple because I've done this a lot, but fundamentally, I'll go through the steps again, but essentially you go to designs,
Yep.
click on create a design, click on email, then create, blank canvas. So you start with a blank, and then you just slide in those widgets, which I'll go back and show you. The widgets are here. You just grab them. You just get the legal header, boom, slot it in, the legal footer, slot that in, put the video and the text in the middle. You're good to go. So this is ready. So I'm then going to click save and then X out, which it'll ask me to save again, I think, but just the way command works. Okay, so we now have our video. That will appear in our designs later on.
Yeah, actually, I think if you refresh the page right now, it'll actually pop up.
Yeah. Let's have a look.
There it is.
Video's ready. So to send it, you can do a single email to one person, or you can send the same message, because basically it's a welcome email that we've created.
Right.
Let's go through that video script again real quick that you just did. So it's hi.
Yeah. Okay. Here, I'll give it a shot. Hi, this is Brett Bishop with the Bishop Group of Keller Williams Peace River Partners. I just wanted to let you know that there's a real agent on the other side of that ad that you clicked on Facebook. And I'm here to help you in your real estate search. If you need me, I'm here when you need me, and search my website as much as you'd like, and give me a call or a text when you're ready to go, and I'll be here waiting.
Cool. So you can.
It was better the first time.
You can re-record it, or you can edit that.
That's right.
You can just then chop out that little bit of thinking. So yeah, so make a quick video, get it uploaded onto YouTube. Which do we need to show how to do that?
Here's what I would say. So we have a Facebook group, because we're kind of in a time crunch here. We have a Facebook group for MCTTs Unleashed. That's a private group. We also have a page for MCTTs Unleashed. If you reach out to either Peter or I, and request to be friends with us, we can bring you into the MCTTs Unleashed group. And that will be the value add of joining that group, is you can comment there, let us know that you need to know how to upload a video, how YouTube works, and we can help you right there, or we'll do that in an upcoming episode.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to show you how to send the email. So I'm going to click on campaigns this time, which is the icon here with the loud hailer.
Is that what that's called?
In England.
It's a hailer, not a megaphone?
It's a loud hailer, yes. So there's a word, the British word of the week. So
we need to incorporate that into these episodes, the British word of the week. I love that.
It's a loud hailer, right. So you click on the megaphone, I think the Americans call it. Then we're going to click create campaign, select email, because we're sending an email. Then we'll give the campaign a name, which could be First Contact, like off Star Trek. And then we're going to click Other, because that's really what we're doing. It's none of those things there. Command emails are one we're using rather than MailChimp. And then we just click Create Campaign. And then we've got this window. So you're probably wondering, how do we get that design into here? Well, it's super simple. You just click on Select Design and select it.
There it is.
Hit Save. Now, this
it brings
wasn't
it
working.
back. It brings you back to the editor, which is a little bit confusing, but it's the way that designs works.
Yeah. I guess it gives you the last chance just to check it.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably intentional. It seems like it's an extra step for us, but it probably is intentional for that.
So click Save Changes. On the right-hand side, you're going to see your email preview. And there is the email, watch my latest video made just for you. Email, the video is embedded. So it's going to play inside of the email. It won't take the person off to YouTube to watch it, right? It just plays it on your device, I believe.
I don't know. I thought that it took us out, but
no, I don't think it does.
okay, that's awesome.
I think
Well,
it
hey,
plays in
go
there.
ahead and comment down below when you try this and let us know whether it takes
Yeah.
us out or not.
So recipient lists, this is the people that you're going to send the email to. So you can create a list. I've already got them preset. So I've got everybody. I could do it by just buyers or sellers or whatever it may be. And then we're going to put a subject in, which is, hi, thank you for reaching out, because we're following up. Dot, dot, dot. And it's ready to go.
Awesome.
Simple as that. Is there any other way that you want us to show?
So
Like in a
let's
smart
see how it
plan?
would look in a smart plan. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Because I think smart plan is a little bit easier because you don't have to have a recipient list created ahead of time.
no. So on a smart plan, we go to create smart plan. We'll call it video follow up. And then we're going to have some steps to deal with. So send email will be the first one,
Yep.
correct?
Yep.
So we'll put that in there. Again, we're going to put, hi, thanks for reaching out. Whatever you feels right for your, oops, can't type.
And I think we'll just show this one step because I think you can get the gist of it. You can put whatever steps you want in here, but this shows you how easy it is to bring that email that we created in designs into a smart plan.
Yep. So select design again, click on the design. Please beware, edits made now will change this design in your library. Any smart plans or campaigns that may be affected. Okay, we've got that. Okay, it's done
Yeah,
the
so
same
it is
thing.
warning you, and now we're seeing. I love when we learn together, Peter. It apparently deliberately does that so you can make last minute edits before it goes out. So that's actually a feature, not a problem.
Yep. So that's it. We just then have to apply that.
Yeah.
I think I've got to check this little box here
Yep.
to save it. Then
And that's it.
click
So
save over
now
here.
I could have that smart plan, just that one video, right? And I could just add that smart plan to a contact. I don't have to have an email list set up ahead of time, anything.
Yeah, which to do that, you go click on the contact, click on smart plans on the right hand side and add smart plan.
Yep.
Or you can go to smart plans and add contacts to the smart plan.
Right.
But I don't want to show you that on this video, and I'll tell you for why. I have live real data
Yeah.
in here, and unfortunately, YouTube does not allow us to share the personal information of real people to the world.
Yeah, it goes
So-
it goes into that video editing problem that we were talking about. But show them real quick, Peter. See, you can actually add the contact right here.
Yeah.
Right here in the smart plan editor, you could add the contact right there.
Okay. There's nothing there that's going to be
Yeah.
worrying too
So,
much.
but anyway, that's how easy that would be. But yeah, as far as the contact stuff that we were talking about, it means that I have to edit, I have to blur all that stuff out in post production, and it's not fun. But speaking of post production, let's go to, if you could grab another tab, Peter, and go to, just do a Google search for Filmora 12.
Okay. Filmora 12.
Yep.
So it actually comes up down here.
Okay, and then click on that. So this is a fantastic video editing program. It is created by Wondershare, which is a software company, and it's actually safe to click on that one, even though it says it's sponsored.
They're having to pay for us to get. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Poor company. Right. So yeah, Filmora by Wondershare.
Yep,
And
it
free
is
download.
It is a fantastic editor. Now there is a cost to it. I want to say it's about $70 a year. I actually have a lifetime membership because I got in early. A lot of these software companies, if you get in early, you can get lifetime subscriptions for peanuts compared to what they cost. So this is one of the most affordable routes to go for a all-encompassing, high-tech, easy user interface, though, right? Because like I said, Adobe Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro, right, is the one for Mac. Those take like 10 steps to do what this will do in a couple of mouse clicks for the things you're trying to do. So I highly recommend this for a paid editor.
Yeah, I mean, it's very cool. There is another one.
What's that?
Canva.
Canva, yeah. I have not done any video editing in there, but yes,
so-
Canva's a fantastic tool.
So this lady who's got 90 million views,
She's done them all in Canva?
everything is in Canva.
Really?
Yeah, and her videos are great. They're really
So
good.
stay tuned for that episode.
Yeah,
We'll dive into that.
She uses StreamYard and Canva.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you're looking at, $14 a month for the pro version. And there's lots of B-roll content. B-roll is where you cut away to some interesting...
Typically identifying the product or a scan of the outside of your property or something like that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, like this that we're looking at, that's B-roll.
Yeah.
The guy's playing basketball. I mean, that's B-roll.
Yeah. So Canva includes lots and lots of good B-roll content, and there's many other places as well. But that's one of the reasons that she was using.
Speaking
Canva.
of Canva in high value, low cost, it's $140 a year, but it gets you all those assets that Peter's talking about. So B-roll video and music is in there, and still photos are in there to include in whatever your projects are. And it also gets you 5 users. So if you wanted to share it with your family or share it with your colleagues, I mean, some agents could go in on that. 5 agents could go in on that, and it would cost next to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So to stop sharing the screen, I go to click that. We should now just be broadcasting.
There we are.
So do we have any more slides? Are we good?
No, we are good. That's it. And I hope you got a lot of value out of that today. I think we had, I know we had some great content in there, sharing some ways to up your video game, right? Great audio, stabilizing your video, and then some light options if you find yourself in low light situations. That whole kit, you only need half of it, but the whole kit is less than $100.
And we'll put the link to that kit in the
In the description for
description
the
of this
YouTube video, and we'll put it in the Facebook group and all that as well. And the Filmora, we'll leave that link. But to let you know, for your free stuff, like we talked about earlier, if you have Apple products, use iMovie. iMovie's great. Actually, a lot of times I will use iMovie when I'm on the fly, like trying to do a video for Instagram or something like that. I'll just use iMovie for it. Super easy.
Absolutely right. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you next week.
Yeah.
This was episode 15.
14. So 15's a big one coming up. Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll be in the new studio. I'm going to do my best to bust that out in 6 days. Let's see how far I can get.
We should make a video about that.
We should. Absolutely.
All right.
Thanks for
guys.
tuning in. We'll see you next time.